What is going on, everyone? It is Tal, and I'm bringing you a couple extra changes here. I know that we're a 3-1 plus 11 differential, but an opportunity came up to get a Mon that I'd been wanting for a really long time, and so we made a couple changes. So these will be the last set of transactions for the rest of the season, but hope you guys are enjoying the season so far. And yeah, let's just jump straight into it. So we are dropping, I know, a couple mons that we just picked up. We're dropping Clodsire, Moltres, Salamence, Screamtail, and Trapinch. Now, basically, this was all because of one mon to pick up. There was a mon that I've wanted since the beginning of the draft. I was actually going to draft it with my second round pick if it came back to me, but it didn't, and I've been trying to get it since even before week one, just every week trying, and then eventually they said, okay, well, if you could trade Moltres, I'll make the trade. And that's how this all happened. So that mon that we got is Gliscor. This is a mon I've been wanting to try for so long, but especially in this season with Magearna, I thought it would be so fun. Really decent speed tier, and this is the big reason why we got rid of the Salamence. It kind of is the 4 times weakness to ice, as well as about the same speed, except this does a lot more than I think Salamence would have done for our team. So it can set up spikes, toxic spikes, stealth rock, but then also can, hit you with really hard earthquakes, dual wing beats, can kind of sit on you with roost, substitute, protect with the toxic heal. It's just a really good mon. I think it pairs perfectly with a mon like Magearna. The ice resist also helps by Snorlax and by the Magearna, and the ground weakness to Magearna and the fighting weakness to Snorlax are also handled by the Gliscor. So it gives us a really good defensive presence that I've needed outside of Alola Mola, and can run maybe Magearna a little bit more offensively. Next mon that we were picking up is Iron Moth. Then we got rid of Moltres, so I had to pick up another fire type. And yeah, I decided that I didn't want to have Clodsire to have 2 ground types, and so I would pick up a fire type here, but I also needed a grounded poison. So I was between doing some other stuff. I was actually thinking about picking up Blacephalon instead. It was between this and Blacephalon, but I was kind of down to have my fire and poison as one here. Iron Moth gives me kind of a fire breaker. That's something I was kind of looking for. That's why I was also considering Blacephalon. So Fire Dance, Bug Buzz, Dazzling Gleam, Discharge, Energy Ball, Psychic, Sludge Wave, just moves that I can run Specs if I want. I can run Scarf. I can run Booster Energy. I can also run a little bit more bulky. Can run a Toxic Spike set, maybe with Morning Sun. Can run more setup with Agility or Meteor Beam, Power Herb. So 110 speed also helps the gap between the Mon in Meowscarada and Gliscor. So it helps a little bit with that gap there. And yeah, it's just a really solid, fast mon. Also takes a little bit of the stress off of Jolteon. Jolteon kind of had to be that fast special attacker. But now we got the mon that looks like a bunch of Doritos. So, no, but jokes aside, it's a mon I hadn't really been considering before, but I think it could be really strong with all the really powerful fairies that are going around. This is 4 times resistant to fairy. And yeah, could just fire off some really strong attacks. So I actually, for my next 2 transactions, I originally took a pair of bonds that were both okay, but I kind of went back and I made the change. And instead of having 2 okay mons, I wanted 1 really good mon. And that mon is Necrozma. Not a mon I consider at all, but I kind of looked at, the points and what I had available, and I thought, what, this could be really fun. Can also set up Stealth Rock like Gliscor, so it gives me another rocker because we also got rid of Screamtail. Gives me a speed that I didn't really have. Heracross is 85, which is close enough, but gives me a really powerful, bulky special attacker instead of one of the Jolteon and Iron Moth are a little bit more frail. It gives me a more bulky special attacker, but also has decent speed. Can run a Totemize and then get that speed way up. Has Dragon Dance if we want to run physical, Calm Mind if we want to run special. Can run stored power, just gets a bunch of boosting moves, gets a bunch of healing moves, gets a bunch of variety. It's kind of like a little bit slower Mew. It basically gets everything: knockoff, Dragon Pulse, Earthquake, Earth Power, stored power, Photon Geyser. I mean, it gets Steel, Fire. I mean, it just gets a little bit of everything. Prism Armor also makes it so that super effective attacks only do 3/4 of their damage. So not a mon I was really considering. It kind of was I saw it on the dock and went, you know what, sure. kind of came out of nowhere, but really excited to try it. It's not a mon that I've ever considered using. It's not a mon that I've ever used. So pretty excited to try it. And the last mon that we were picking up, we had one point, we're going to pick up Dracloak. No, it says Screamtail there. Just had to quickly get this out because it is the night before this is going to get posted. So that's my bad. Had a lot going on, but gives us a speed tier that we didn't have, gets us a speed in between Gliscor and Iron Moth at 102. Can be I'd probably run this Eviolite, maybe Will-O-Wisp, Hex, U-Turn, Thunderwave. Just more bulky moves. Disable, has Draco Meteor. But yeah, Clear Body, Infiltrator, and Curse Body. All moves that I can, or all abilities, excuse me, that I can work with. Infiltrator, if they really want to set up a sub. If I want to set up with Dragon Dance, maybe run a Clear Body just in case of an Intimidate. But it's going to be probably more used bulky. But that is going to be the team. This is the final iteration of this team. I think it's pretty well balanced. We have a lot of really strong physical attackers, Heracross, Snorlax, Meowscarada, and now Gliscor, as well as kind of a 50-50 with Necrozma. Some really strong special attackers into Jolteon, Magearna, Necrozma, and the Iron Moth, and some really bulky mons in the Necrozma, the Snorlax, the Alola, and the Gliscor. So that is going to be the team for the rest of the season. Knows a little bit of a quicker video, but let me know your thoughts. Again, we don't have any megas, so kind of running with that, but a little bit more balanced, a little bit more bulky, but also pretty hyper offense. So yeah, that's going to be the team for the rest of the season, and I'll see y'all in the next week. Peace out, everybody.